Guys, it's almost 4:30 in the afternoon. Here we are with my little ones. They were snacking up until now. This cute little baby. It's okay, I'll clean her later. This grumpy guy is so tired. He's tired. He wants to take a nap, so that's the whole reason we're out. Because they slept in different times today, so Zach's man. He slept in the car on the way. We went today to this shop where they sell plants for planting. Like they have flowers of all sorts and kinds and sizes and colors, and they have fruit trees, but they're quite pricey there. So we're gonna check in another place. But there are vegetables. So we got some cucumbers and tomatoes and eggplants and okra and watermelon plants and the red bell pepper one. They call it paprika here. Makes me laugh so hard, but it's okay. Paprika it is. What else we got? Yeah, that's pretty much. And then I'm beat up tired because it's been turning dirt upside down and forming it into shaped hills and valleys. So in the valleys I can put water, and the hills and the plants can be up. So that's what they do here. So that's what I do. Sorry, my head is all scared up because I'm so tired, and I brought all my 5 kids with me and the stroller, so I could fit the stroller and 6 of us. So that's really amazing in the car. That stroller is so big, but somehow I fitted it in the trunk with one boy next to it. So that was like, wow. And one of the boys had to make my life so difficult with his attitude of like, I don't like the mask that is not made of fabric. I don't like those that, we have a box of kid size masks in the car just because they forget their masks all the time. So I offered him one, and he said, I don't like those kinds and blah blah blah. So he just decided that he wanted to stay inside of the car. But I was like, just come out. The car is already hot. It gets really hot outside in the car when you go. I'm scared that if I leave him there like that, he will probably just get overheated, or like there's no much air he can take in. And so yeah, but he wouldn't come, so I gave him my mask that I put on my face, but not like directly yet. So I just put it under my chin, and so he got that one, and I had my spare one with flowers, which is in my pocket, I think. Konnichiwa. I think it's right here. This is my mask. My sister sew it for me. Oh gosh, I can't feel my fingers. It's okay. It's like all brown and dry. But that I like working with dirt and gardens, and I like when I create a space that I like, and it's in order, and all the plants there. And so yeah, I planted some stuff, you guys, today. So now from now on, they just have to grow, and support them with poles and tie them up so they can be all strengthened, and pray hard that there will be no typhoons hard enough to bust them later on in the summer months. Today is really hot. It's not hot, but like I'm still with this thing, which is like warm inside, but definitely warmer. Probably hit the 20 today Celsius. Even now at around almost 5 o'clock, it's still warm. So it's really impressive. The weather is getting better and better. Nobody here wants to sleep. Oh my goodness. I guess I just need it out. So yeah, my friend left. The only one that I had around left. And she's married to a Japanese guy too, and he's a local. He's like not a neighbor, but like in a neighborhood. And husband used his services for interior design when he was building his new school. So she left for not for good, but like she left for masters in Tokyo, I think. And yeah, so I got nobody but friends on the internet and sister. My sister is always a message away. So she came yesterday to show up and say bye and whatever. So the kids were actually not there. Funny enough, it was just Shion and I, my middle guy, and the babies, of course. But we were talking, and then out of a sudden, before I know it, I had to change the diaper of a boy, my little guy, and I didn't want it in that room, thankfully, anyways, because I didn't want to listen to how great PhD is and how people listen to you when you have PhD, and so forth and so forth. I just see clovers here, and every time I see clovers, I look for the one with the 4 leaves. Not that it matters. One time I saw it and I just walked on and didn't stop. But yeah, so I was thinking, raising kids versus PhD. And you know what, guys? Actually, what I was told when the PhD was about to happen, not for me. I'm loaded with kids raising. I was told that actually a lot of couples separate, split, or divorce while one is doing PhD. I don't know how I was told that, but I was really shocked. And then on top of that, the PhD was in England. So how many months? 6, at least 6 I can think of. Months I was here with 3 little boys and their grandmother giving me rides to the hospital nonstop because of ear infections, and I was not able to drive still in here. And yeah, I didn't even have a car to start with, and I didn't even have a legal license here. So I think I've talked about that before. Had to go to Tokyo to English school with my third one, who was 1 year old, and my sister watched him together with her 1 year old. Fun times. So yeah, and then I would watch them out. I would take the older 2 to the nursery school, and the little one will stay with me. And then in the afternoon, we'll be teaching English classes upstairs of our house with their grandmother. And so that was full schedule, and so somebody had to watch the kids, like probably their grandfather. I don't even remember anymore what was going on. I'm pretty sure the TV was on a lot, and computer with movies like Disney movies. That's what my kids grew up with, because we didn't have cable TV back then either. So I'm like, how did I do it, man? How did I do it? It was hard. Gosh. So the husband can get PhD and become a doctor, so he can have that title in his passport, and he can have something to hang on the wall when he opens his school. Yeah, because people listen to you when you have PhD. When you say that you have PhD in something, in some field, people think, oh, okay, so that person spent a certain amount of time studying, researching, and doing their own observation, and write it up So that means you conclude that, you know, that person is expert in the field. So you listen to them. Like when somebody tells you they're a medical doctor, you kind of like, okay, so he knows. Like if somebody says they're cardiologists or cardiac surgeons, you know what's going on there, right? So the title is important. The title is very important. It also brings you the big bucks, right? Hopefully. It depends which country you're in, actually, and what is your PhD in, because I know people back home in Bulgaria who have 2 PhDs and they still work in, in the cafe serving coffee and things like that, so it depends. But and I was thinking, and although, when a guy pursues his education and, master's and then a PhD, and along with that there is a wife and children, I can see how it's kind of like really hard, almost impossible to juggle with both, because it's really hard. So I remember just when he was here, even in Japan, like he would go certain times of the week to the distant city and observe kids and work with them with the allowance of their parents, of course. And so he would write up the results and stuff, whatever research stuff. So then the rest of the time it would be like writing up the thesis, writing up the whole paper, talking to the advisor every once in a while, getting guidance and so forth. So even if you actually have that person in the house, that person is not even around to, talk with you, or doesn't. So it's like, like people have their study, the room where they, like a home office kind of thing. That's where he was all the time, like just going bathroom and back. Now it's really funny because his English school is like right next to the house. Not right next to, but like right next to his mother and father's house, I would say. And because it's that close, he can just show up anytime. So every hour or so he would just show up for like 2-3 minutes just to check if everybody's alive and what's the situation. I don't even know why it's showing up. Like, I don't see the purpose of that, but like, hey, whatever, go enjoy your work. You work hard, we all like lie down on the couch all day and do nothing, right? So yeah, it's like very interesting how in this life and in this world as it is, some things are so important to recognize and so well paid off, and other things that are, I don't know. At least what I think in Japan is really great is that teachers and those doing mentors in elementary schools and schools in general, those guys, they don't pay taxes. They're tax-free. They just get their money and they don't pay a penny for anything back to the country, because it's like you give your life for mentoring, dealing with difficult and all kinds of children. And so I think it's really, really great that they appreciate the teachers. However, you don't have life. So what the irony about it is that the children that you're gonna bear and have are gonna be watched by the grandparents and nursery schools, like this one I'm passing by. So yeah, it's really interesting. Like, you're out there, like that's how I was too as an English teacher. My kids go in the morning to school, nursery school, and then after I finish work, I go and pick them up, still with my work clothes and everything, and we go home. And from there we start laundry in, dinner, making, bathing, changing whatever. They come home with their dirty diapers, filled up the same amount of new diapers, and they have peed on clothes or dropped soup over clothes, and you have to replace those. And so it's like this big mess that you have to deal with, and nobody nowhere recognizes that, and you don't get paid for that either. So I was thinking today, PhD versus motherhood. Wow. Versus, raising kids in general. You could be a single dad too, and or staying home dad and while your wife is working. I've seen that only in movies, by the way. I know only of one couple who's doing that right now in Japan. They're not Japanese. The wife is teaching English, and the guy is staying home with the baby and bringing to kindergarten the older kid. So I guess it's rare cases, and everybody has their own opinion, everybody has their own life, everybody has their own arrangements of how they live their life, their own business. I don't judge, I don't talk about it, I don't really care. What I care about is I guess I would, if I could in any way, I would recognize those who actually prepare the world for the new workforce. That is mothers or fathers if they're single or widowed. Teachers of all sorts, when you start from kindergarten all the way to university, really. Like, thinking about it, even as an adult in university, you still get the influence of your mentors. So, but the main core is the home. And when there's this really simple saying back home, it's about I don't know how to paraphrase it, but it's like here's the meaning of it. It's like when the mom in the house is happy, everything is happy. Meaning when everything that she feels safe with, or raising the kids and having enough to supply all their needs, and every once in a while she probably wants to do something on her own and like hobby, or take care of a little bit about herself, or go with friends, just forget about like the chores, the daily chores. When that is all checked, it's a happy house. But how about those who don't get the chance to do that? How do they get recognized? How do they get appreciated? Probably in the very further on future by the kids. Yeah, hats off to my mom, seriously. I don't know how she put it out with 3 jobs in various places, and thank goodness she had girls actually at home, because we were taught from early age to cook and clean very well. But that made us independent, and I think the lack of a father wasn't really I did miss that, but I didn't think it was like something like, oh, I can live without a father, that's fine. But getting to know him in my later on years, I was like, I just wanted to know everything about him. We had those conversations of the gap when he left, what happened, and his experiences, and he would tell me everything. He would talk to me, and I would just listen, and I would appreciate it, and I would get to know him, and I would be happy, But he always told me that he wanted to be part of our lives, but he couldn't. My mom wouldn't let that happen because, I don't know. Anyway, so, they both were intelligent. They are an intelligent person. Both of them have masters in their fields, medical and engineering fields. So they're smart, they're intelligent. They just didn't work together, and that's fine with me. Now I'm like totally fine with that. I'm grateful they gave me the genes of their smartness so I can pass it down to my kids, because I'm most likely, even if I have the desire to pursue something of some sort of education, even if it's online, I don't know, even if I want to, I can't right now. I cannot really finance it because I don't have paycheck coming in, because I have those 2 little wonderful kids at the moment. But I really hope, and I don't really know if I need an education anymore. Like, when you get to a certain age, you're like, what for? Like, why from now on? And then there will be those moms who will be like, come on, you can do it. It will be helpful. You expand your knowledge, and it's good for you. It's good to sit down and read and assignments and research and do your own project and write it up, and it will be just exciting. To me, I feel like it's just busy work. You can argue about it with me all you want. I think you can have as many titles as you can. You could probably even had flown to the moon and back. You can still be a jerk. To me, that's how I feel. I think times are changing as well, and traditional education, how we used to know it, is not the same anymore, I feel like. And so now we're coming to the point where it's not like, what did you study and how many years and blah blah blah, but what do you know and what are your skills about, and how can you be helpful to my business, kind of thing. So, example, my company in Japan, they don't hire only people whose English is their first language. They hire people like me. My mother language is Bulgarian, but I get to Hawaii and as a transfer student, and I get my bachelor degree in English. Spend certain amount of years in America, in the USA. America sounds really funny, but United States of America. That sounds better. And so there, you show them a video of you teaching as a demo, and so you get hired. And so people like that, I admire, because there are other companies like the national, they pay a little bit more, but then you don't get to have summer vacation like as an ALT, as an English teacher, a foreigner, and you just have to stay in that school all day, even if there's no kids. It's just pointless, wasting your time. So, but then you have to be a native speaker. You have to be from the States or UK or Australia or New Zealand and places like that. So I don't qualify for that. And yeah, but most likely, if I keep staying in this country for another year, I'll probably have to enroll and work again, and my kids will be all at school, and there will be nobody in the house. Not that I care who's doing what anywhere, but I know my kids will be at school. And what will be really, really heartbreaking for me is if they don't feel well and if they get sick. And oh gosh, if the twins are going to nursery school here, they will be welcomed into germland, where everybody's sharing because they're caring. I'm kidding. It will be quite the let's go to a doctor all the time kind of thing. So, and Mr. PhD will be busy with his, freely with his business, not coming in the house checking on the twins, because they'll be out too. So, not to worry about a thing. It's just really sad. It's just really sad. Life here is just so sad. There's no emotions. There's no excitement about anything. Everything just goes. Everything just comes and goes. And quite honestly, it killed all the charisma and the excitement I used to have. It killed it all. I gotta tell you guys, this country kills you slowly. I don't know. I'm very curious about people who come to my country. What do they think about, my people? And we've got a good amount of people from the UK coming to buy property and just live in the outskirts of big cities, in small villages, and just live in very remote areas, having their neighbors being grandmas and grandpas, because the villages are filled with old people, and the youngsters don't stay there much, not really anymore. Everybody goes to the big cities for the money, right? It's the same here too. But there are lots of retired UK people who come buy property and just live there, and every once in a while, jump on a plane and go back home, check on relatives and stuff, and come back. So I wonder, what do they think about their neighbors and the people they come in contact with? They don't really know the language. I don't even know why they come, actually, in the first place. I'm gonna ask them, because I have followed some Facebook groups of people like that, and I'm just gonna throw that question out there and ask them, why do they choose that little Eastern European country that is crossroads between the East and between Russia and the West. So I'm just interested in how do they change? What do they think of the people as a whole? Is it like too super different? How does it affect them? It's very interesting. For me, those things are very interesting, because as much as I love this, I would probably enjoy it with a person next to me that understands me, and I can trust, and I can hold a hand of, that kind of person. Not some PhD who is rubbing it in your face in front of your friends all the time, how great he is, and how he's very well managing his business with his mom. Like my friend said, she said it really well. It's like typical Japanese man. Enough said. Like, I really hope my future daughters-in-law don't ever say that to me or think about me like that, because that would kill me, man. It's just horrible. It's just horrible. In the eyes of the people here, that's just totally fine. That's normal. You are doing your best to support your family, and your mommy's there next to you all the time. That's fine. That's great, actually. What a wonderful help. However, if you do that in the Western world, it's a bit funny in a way, actually in many ways, and ironic and sad and funny at the same time, because I don't know a single lady who would marry a person like that. I don't think so. Like, there are so many movies and books written about it, about this kind of situation, and I'm just this fool, like complete fool, continuing to live the way I'm living. And I think I'm continuing to make fool of myself in this particular situation I'm right now in, for the sake of my kids. And so again, motherhood versus PhD. And I'm sure not only as a foreigner I'm going through that, I'm pretty sure there are lots of Japanese ladies going through that too. From what I hear from my friends, who have Japanese friends and communicate with them. Yeah, you reach a certain amount of years and certain amount of success, and you think you're the greatest man on earth, the greatest showman. I love the movie, by the way, Greatest Showman. Yeah, I've had moments where I've been questioning my own worth, and if this person matters to anybody at all. It turns out probably the boys a little bit, the babies a lot, because mommy changes their diapers and feeds them, so it's about it. Yeah, so I've asked God many times, why did you not let me see all those red flags along the way? Why didn't you shake me and stopped me? Why? I've had even moments where it's just so dark, where you don't think even your kids need you anymore. It's like they're growing up so fast, and the twins would turn out, oh well, they're just great souls, and nobody needs you, so what is the point of this life anyway? So you just start doubting, and then there are those days when there is this light telling you, come on, you're worth. There's a reason why you're here, and you're part of this whole entire grandeur plan of existence on this planet, and it's not the beginning and it's not the end of it. So I try to listen to that voice, I try to listen to that light, to follow that light. Other than that, it's just complete isolation and loneliness. Like, so you guys, this is what I am surrounded, this is what I face every day, this is where I go every day with the twins, and the only people I talk to is my kids. And I got to the point where I actually don't want to talk to other people anymore. I don't know if that's becoming a condition, or I just shut down. I feel comfortable only with people that I know from before the twins. I feel like I have zero desire to make new friends with anybody. I don't care about other people. I just care about my kids. That's what I've become. And I wouldn't be that person if I was elsewhere. I really wouldn't. I would reach out to people and I would talk to them just because I can. And knowing the manners here and their way of how they see things and what they say and how they say it and how they mimic their faces, I'm so sick of it. I just told my sister the other day, I'm so sick of this. I'm just so sick of it. I'm sick of the language, I'm sick of the manners, and I'm sick of everything, and to the point where I just feel physically sick of it. But I do enjoy nature, I have to say. But there's beautiful nature everywhere, and our planet is always beautiful. And so it doesn't matter if you're in the Caribbean or the Atlantic or, I don't know, anywhere around Hawaii. It doesn't really matter. Anywhere else is also beautiful. Nature is just beautiful everywhere. By the way, back home they got snow, so all the fruit trees that were about to blossom, everything's screwed up. There will be no many fruits growing this year because it actually snowed two waves of snow, and that's the end of March, and people are like, what? But there is some years like that. It's just everything is warming up for the spring, and then boom, snow. Snow and frozen sliding roads and people falling, and and then there's the COVID-19 still. Do you remember, guys? There's still COVID-19, remember? Yeah. Oh, my kid is calling me. I'll call him back. So I'll finish here anyways, so that I can hurry home. Oh, those just both asleep, and there's no blanket. Oh, Kalia, she has her blanket because she loves her blanket. That's her blanket, her comforter. But yeah, it's just hot. It's really nice. I love it. But I'll just leave it like that, you guys. Just moms out there, don't ever think of yourself that you don't matter or you don't make any difference. You are there to raise your own kids to be wonderful, successful, well-mannered humans who will probably change the world to be a better place with less crime and less suicides and less corruption. There's a kitty and has a necklace that goes ding ding ding. Cute. But yeah, and I will talk to you later. Bye.